Thanks for listening to the Thyroid Fixer podcast with your host, me, Dr. Amie Hornaman, aka the Thyroid Fixer, functional medicine practitioner, hormone and weight loss expert. We're talking all things thyroid, hormone, and health related in order to empower, educate, and transform you. So if you're ready to get your life back, let's get started. Liver. We all need to love on our liver just a little bit more. And today I'm going to be telling you why. I've said this before, but I think it's worth saying again. The liver does not get enough attention when it comes to your metabolism. Now, I've been talking a lot about weight lately because many of you are struggling with weight, the inability to lose weight. You're gaining weight. And yes, we have to start with thyroid first. So this is going to be a game changer for you. And you can probably hear the excitement in my voice. The latest introduction, the latest member of the family to the Fixer line is Metabolism Fixer. And this, oh my God, I formulated this just for all my people out there that need to lose weight, that need help in the weight loss department, that can't lose weight no matter what they do, that feel like they have a slow metabolism, and that might be thinking of trying all those peptides out there, you know, the Beverly Hills soccer mom drug of choice for weight loss peptides. Or even if you're on them already and you're like, man, these are really expensive and I'm still not losing weight, add in Metabolism Fixer. Here's what I did. I took the power of T2, which increases your basal metabolic rate while you are sitting there watching Netflix. You're burning fat while you're watching Netflix. I combined it with a very unique patented ingredient called Suppressa. Suppressa has multiple clinical trials backing its efficacy in reducing your appetite, decreasing snacking, and providing way more control over your food intake. It is amazing. We also see improved emotional well-being, just decreased food cravings all around, reduced hunger, and weight management. Add on top of that, we have green tea extract, we have purple forest purple tea extract, both of which affect the metabolism in a very positive way without the jitters of normal fat burning supplements out there from the 1980s and 90s, right? The ones that made you feel like you're having a heart attack. You will not have that in any of my supplements, Thyroid Fixer or Metabolism Fixer. But Metabolism Fixer, ooh, yeah, we kicked it up a notch. It is in powder form, so you can drink it through your day. It's going to flavor your water. We got orange crush and refreshing citrus. I love them both. It is going to keep you under control all day long. So you throw a couple scoops in your water bottle in the morning, throw a scoop or two in your water bottle throughout the day. You will have fat burning and appetite control the entire day for what? An eighth of a price of the peptides? Oh my God, you can't go wrong. So grab some Metabolism Fixer today. Please let me know how you do on it. I am super excited for you. Super excited. Thyroid first, thyroid first. Hormones second, insulin third, or hormones and insulin are very closely tied for second. So we have to look at insulin. We have to look at testosterone. We have to look at if you're estrogen dominant, but we can't forget about the liver. Now, there are markers that we can look at on your blood work. So if you pull out your CBC, you can look at alkaline phosphatase, you can look at your ALT and your AST. Those are markers. Those are your liver enzyme markers. They're markers of overall liver health. But what if those are optimal? Well, first of all, what is optimal with those? So when you're looking at the ALT, AST, I really like to see those below an 18, like around a 15, 18. And when you're looking at those in terms of an optimal versus standard lab value normal range, when those start to creep to the upper limit of that standard lab value normal range, that's a problem. Now, in addition to the labs, or even outside of the labs, if you're looking and you're saying, well, my labs are normal, it still is very, very helpful to support your liver. We're going to go into the why and all the things that it does. So the liver when we're talking about support, this is why I created Liver Fixer too, by the way. It's meant to support liver function on a daily basis. Because when you think about everything that bombards the liver, our poor liver has to process everything that you come into contact with, from the supplements that you take, even if they're good ones, even if they're mine, they still have to be processed through the liver. The medications that you take, even if they're good ones, even if they're like T3 and Armor and NDT and NP thyroid, and I just said NP and NDT, but all under the NDT category, and you're taking hormones and all that good stuff to optimize your body, still processed through the liver. Pesticides, toxins, the stuff that you throw on your body if you drink out of a plastic water bottle, if you eat out at a restaurant, if you're exposed to, short of you living in a bubble in the rainforest, you're exposed to things that have to be processed through your liver. So let's just talk about the liver. What's it involved in? It helps with better digestion. It helps with clearer skin. So if you're suffering with acne and there's no other markers and your practitioner's going, I don't know why you're breaking out, look to the liver, support your liver. So clear skin, more energy. And here we go. Less body fat. Why I created the Liver Fixer is because I deal with so many patients that cannot lose weight. And yes, like I said earlier, we think thyroid first, we think hormones, we think insulin, but we have to support the liver too as part of that whole entire process. So if you're a patient of mine and you're listening, and you're like, well, wait a minute, we didn't talk about Liver Fixer. It just came out a month ago. So just start on it, order it and start on it. It's going to support your liver all throughout. Liver Fixer is nice. I don't get into the details of how to take it. We'll tell you right now. Liver Fixer is nice because you can take 2 capsules per day for a month or 2 if your liver enzymes are high or if you're really struggling with weight. And then as a maintenance, it's not this powerful detox formula that you have to go on and off of necessarily. You can go 1 day on, 1 day off. You can go a month on and then take a couple of weeks off and go back on it. You can go month on, a month off, month on, month off. As long as you're getting this in on the regular, it's going to be supporting your liver. So the liver, a couple of things you might not have known about the liver. It plays a central role in all metabolic processes in the body. All metabolic processes. Now, this is metabolism, of course, your ability to burn fat, but it's also your hair growth. It's your skin cell turnover rate. So when we talk about metabolism, you have to think of every cell function in your body is related to metabolism. So a lot of you I know are suffering from hair loss, right? And you'll say, well, all of a sudden I'm experiencing more hair loss when we optimized my thyroid, when we started on T3. And I know I'm diverting a little bit, but bear with me. This ties back to what is metabolism. So when I tell people it's because your metabolism is speeding up, and that metabolism also affects your hair growth rate. When you had a low metabolism, everything was low and slow. So you can see metabolism is also tied to the rate of growth of your hair, and whether it's in a dormant state or a growing state or a falling out state. And then again, back to your skin. So a lot of you will get dry, patchy, flaky skin from being hypothyroid. As we optimize your thyroid, your dry skin goes away. Why? Because of the cell turnover. You get that cell turnover rate, and then all of a sudden things are working together, right? Things are working really nicely together, and your skin gets better. So the liver plays a role with your skin as well. In fat metabolism, the liver cells break down fats to produce more energy. This is where that energy component comes in. They also produce about 800 to 1,000 milliliters of bile per day. This yellowish, brownish, kind of olive green liquid. It's collected in small ducts and then passed on to the main bile duct, which carries the bile to a part of the small intestine called the duodenum, because I said that word just because I like it. I always have, ever since I think grade school, duodenum. It's just fun to say. And then that bile is very, very important for the breakdown and absorption of fats. Now, this is the fat that you eat. It's also important for the fat in your body, and we're going to tell you why. So when we're metabolizing carbohydrates, the liver helps to ensure that that level of sugar in your blood glucose that we always talk about in conjunction with the blood sugar fixer, Your liver helps to make sure that that stays constant too. So if you are struggling with getting your insulin levels down, add in liver support, add in liver fixer. Even if you're on blood sugar fixer, you're on berberine and you're working at getting that insulin level, that blood sugar level, the A1C down, add in some liver support. Because if your blood sugar levels increase, like after a meal, we always see them increase, then the liver is going to remove sugar from the blood supplied by the portal vein and then stores it as in the form of glycogen. So I always talk about having these glycogen stores. You could have glycogen stored in your liver, and that's where we start to see if it's too much, if it's overflow, if it's like a spillage over, we start to see fatty liver disease, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. So if someone's blood sugar levels are too low, so let's say you are in a state of ketosis, and this is where we can help fatty liver. When blood sugar levels are too low, the liver will break down the glycogen in itself. The liver breaks down the glycogen and then releases sugar into the blood to help you get that little bit of a blood sugar bump. So if you're on a low carb diet and you're like, why am I getting these high glucose levels? It's because you have a little bit of a fatty liver and your liver is breaking down the sugar that is stored in it and is releasing that into your bloodstream to kind of bump that up. And then this is also the case in like reactive hypoglycemia, where your blood sugar drops too low. Then the liver is there to say, hey, I gotcha. I'm going to break down some of the sugar that we have stored, that I have stored. This is the liver talking now. I'm going to break down some of the sugar that I have stored here in order to kind of bump up your blood sugar a little bit more. So liver breaks down glycogen, releases sugar into the blood. And then in addition to sugar, the liver also stores vitamins and minerals such as iron and copper and releases them into the blood when needed. So again, if you are having issues, you can see where the liver plays such a vital role in so many different things. If you are having issues getting your ferritin level up, if you're anemic, if you are copper dominant, some of you, we test your zinc and your copper ratio. If you're copper dominant, you're going to want to support your liver. The liver plays an important role in metabolism of proteins. We just talked about carbohydrates. Now we're in the proteins. I tell you all to make sure you're getting enough protein. Protein it's basically metabolically active. You're feeding your muscles. You're protecting your muscles from sarcopenia. That's the breakdown of muscle tissue. You're protecting your muscles from being catabolized when you work out. Well, your muscles are always going to break down when you work out. We want them to break down so you can build them back up. But if you're not getting enough protein, you're just going to get the breakdown and not the build up. Same with your hair. Your hair needs amino acids. You need that protein. So again, we're coming back to the liver because it plays an important role in the metabolism of proteins. Liver cells will change amino acids in food, in animal-based protein products or an amino acid supplement. They'll change the amino acids in food so that they can be used to produce energy. A toxic substance called ammonia is a byproduct of this process. The liver cells convert ammonia to a much less toxic substance called urea, which is released into the blood. Urea is then transported to the kidneys and passes out of the body in the form of urine. So we need the liver to be doing this, or else we would get an ammonia buildup. It would be very, very toxic. If the liver is not working, you are toxic. Period. End of story. So when we're seeing this overburdened liver and you are in a toxic state, but you can also have an overburdened liver due to a toxic diet, eating the standard American diet, SAD diet, is going to put a huge, huge burden, a huge stress on your liver, as will different lifestyle factors. If you're drinking alcohol, if you're smoking, if you're just eating shitty hungry man dinners, eating out of plastic, heating your food in plastic, drinking out of a plastic water bottle, even if it is BPA free. So when you have this overburdened liver due to a toxic diet, toxic lifestyle, maybe you're slathering on some Bath and Body Works lotion, then your body is actually going to become ineffective at digestion. It's going to be ineffective at fat breakdown, and you're going to get weight gain. You're going to get trouble losing weight. You're going to get bloating. You might get high blood pressure. You could get high cholesterol. You're definitely going to be tired. So you can see how These symptoms that are tied to an overburdened liver overlap with hypothyroid symptoms, overlap with low hormone symptoms. So that's why we have to support the liver, or else we're going to be sitting here going, well, wait a minute. If you're working with me, you're going to be sitting here going, well, wait a minute. My thyroid's optimized. My hormones are optimized. Why do I still have trouble losing weight? Why am I still bloated? Why am I still tired? It can all come back to the liver. When your liver is burdened, you have to think about, can this be tied into my symptoms? So our liver is designed to filter naturally occurring byproducts out of our blood too. So when we eat and we break down that food and we use it as energy to fuel our bodies, and we shuttle it to our muscles, and we shuttle it to our hair, and we distribute those nutrients to where they have to go, there are byproducts that are created. So not everything is, our bodies are smart. Our bodies are beautiful, beautiful machines, and they're so smart. But we have to think about things that occur, like I talked about ammonia earlier, things that occur as a natural byproduct. So that's why our liver is so important, to take those byproducts and push them out. We're just let's give them the kidneys, let's pee them out, right? Let's get rid of the toxic byproducts. That's why our liver is so lovely and important. But it just wasn't built to handle all the preservatives, the chemicals. And let me just even say, let me throw this out there to you, because this is an argument that I actually fully agree with. Even if you're buying organic, even if you're sitting there going, well, I use nothing but stainless steel for my water. I use all organic products on my body and on my face, and my makeup is all from Beauty Counter. Even if you are perfect and you're eating all organic, that organic farmer is most likely next to a non-organic farmer who is using these huge machines with these long spraying arms. If you've ever driven through the Midwest, you've seen this. Ginormous machines with these huge spraying arms that are spraying pesticides on the crops. Do you honestly believe that not one chemical passes over via the wind into the organic farmer's crop? You're not 100% safe. There is some cross contamination. So you are getting exposed. Even if you are 100% perfect, which most of you aren't, I'm not, you're still getting some cross contamination from chemicals. The residues from processed foods. We talked about pesticides. We talked about prescription drugs, even if they're needed, foodborne fungi, bacteria, heavy metals, mercury in your mouth if you still have amalgam fillings, lead, cadmium, mold, chlorine that's in your water that you better not be drinking. You better be using some kind of filtration system, preferably a whole house, because even if you're like, oh yeah, I filter my water, what about when you get in the shower? All of these things have a toxic burden of the body on the body. It's a heavy, heavy burden that the body has to take care of, but our bodies can do it. Your body says, I got you. I totally got you. Well, your liver is saying, I got you. I got you covered here. We'll take care of you. Just try to back off on the amount that you're loading us down with. And the liver saying, I keep using plural, but I'm going to use just the liver as a guy, right? Just as a little guy. And the little guy liver is saying, listen, you can put on me all that you possibly can, and I can handle it. But if you can back off a little bit, use organic products, don't slather me with Suave body wash and body lotion, keep taking your supplements, keep taking your prescription medications that you desperately need, but just support me a little bit. Just give me some love and attention and support, and I will work for you. I will do my best job for you. That's what your liver says. So because the liver is a filter for everything that we're exposed to, it can easily get overwhelmed. It can easily get overwhelmed. Even just when you eat too much or drink too fast. Like when you eat too fast, your poor liver can get overburdened. Digestion, the digestion of meat, dairy, those produce byproducts that the liver has to work hard to filter out. So over time, as we go through all of the things that bombard the liver, those toxins build up and metabolism slows way, way down. The liver starts to get congested. It can't process sugars and fats effectively. It causes fat to actually build up in other parts of the body and then leads to weight gain. So fat will build up in the liver, fatty liver that we talked about earlier, but you're also going to store fat too. I mean, the liver isn't just going to keep all the fat to itself and say, just store it in me. I got this. No. It's going to store some, and you will have fatty liver, but it's also going to store fat in other parts of your body as well. If we do not support the liver, we are setting ourselves up for a variety of symptoms that I just went over, a variety of symptoms that can be confused with, well, maybe I need more thyroid medication. Well, maybe I need to bump up my testosterone. And maybe you do. But at the same time, you better be sure that you are supporting your liver. And listen, you can look all over the place and find tips to, increase dark leafy greens and cruciferous vegetables and drink green tea. And all that is fantastic. All that is great for the liver. So you can do what you can do choice-wise, food-wise, what you put in your body, what you put on your body. But sometimes you got to give the liver a little bit of support as well. Hence, again, my liver fixer. So am I telling you this just to push my product? Maybe a little bit, but I'm also telling you this because this is a really important piece of your entire health puzzle. And I have to tell you, it's not been really since, goodness, I would say the last 5 years that I've really started focusing more on the liver. And that's why I developed Liver Fixer, because I'm seeing this more and more. And there's so many products out there. I was using another product prior to developing mine, but I realized the expense and then how often you had to take it, how long you had to take it for, and how many pills were in it. And it was really, it's like, if we know that even supplements can bombard the liver, why do we want to support the liver with 10 different pills? So that's why I also reformulated the Liver Fixer to be something that you can take ongoing, affordable, doable, because you only need 2 capsules per day. And it's something that you can keep doing instead of doing this 1 month protocol and dropping, $60 to $100 for a month. You can do this ongoing. So like I said, you could go 1 day on, 1 day off. You can make 1 bottle of Liver Fixer last you 2 months, right? You can even do protocol wise, you can do 2 capsules per day for a month, maybe 2 months, and then drop to 1 capsule per day, just for kind of ongoing maintenance. Like I said, you could do a week on, a week off, a month on, a month off, day on, day off. You can drop down to 1 capsule a day. I made this very, very doable for you so that you can continue to support your liver. Because what I want to see is this total protocol done by you, my people. Now, I mean, listen, if you are dealing with something like a TBI, that's not me. That's over there. If you're dealing with, I don't know, I'm trying to think of another condition that I really don't deal with, right? That the liver wouldn't be involved in. I'm not coming up with anything the liver wouldn't be involved in. But all of my supplements, all of my protocols are really designed for you, my listener, who is struggling with their thyroid, low energy, can't lose weight, no matter what they do. And this is one more piece of that ginormous puzzle that we have to put together to really optimize you. Now, obviously, if we're working together, it's going to get a lot more detailed. But if we're not working together, support your liver. That is the purpose of this talk today. Support your liver. Don't forget about it, because it could be that one key component that is going to push you over the edge into optimization. All right. I hope this helps. Add in the Liver Fixer. We'll put the links in the show notes. You can click on it, go to the website, order it, start it. Let me know how you do. Hey guys, thank you so much for listening to the podcast. I hope you loved it. And as always, if you would be so kind to leave a review if you are listening on Apple Podcasts, that would be absolutely amazing. I read all of them. Also, anything that you hear on this podcast is not intended to diagnose or treat any kind of medical condition. So we always recommend that you check with your medical provider, your doctor, your nurse practitioner before implementing anything that you hear on this podcast. And if you want to find out more about working together, you can click the link below in the show notes to book a discovery call. And there you'll be talking to a member of my team. They are an extension of me. They are amazing. And you and I will talk after that once we get you all signed up and you and I get to work together. All right. I hope to see you soon.